Address by the President of India Sri Ramnath Kovind at the convocation ceremony of Thiruvalluvar University. 5 seconds. Comments. Vanakkam. I feel happy to be with you all in this 16th annual convocation of the Thiruvalluvar University. It has always been my pleasure to come amid young scholars like you all. My heartiest congratulations to all students being awarded degrees today. This university is named after one of the greatest saint poets and thinkers who is revered for his eternal messages for the welfare of entire humanity. Let us salute the memory of Thiruvalluvar. Let us also resolve to imbibe his noble teachings. Let his kurals be integral parts of your education and life. I feel proud to stand on this soil that witnessed one of the first challenges to the might of the East India Company. The Velur Sepoy uprising of 1806 was one of the precursors to our independence movement. It is my great privilege to be the chief guest of the 16th annual convocation of the Thiruvalluvar University. Each time I visit Tamil Nadu, I find myself connected to the great tradition of excellence achieved here. As fertile in agriculture as in literature, Tamil Nadu is a unique place where one of the earliest engineering marvels, the Grand Anicut, one of the most ancient dams and irrigation systems in the world exists. The dam constructed by the great Cholas on Kaveri River in Tanjavur is a testimony to the engineering excellence in our society during those ancient times. Knowledge and scientific temper appear to be intrinsic traits of people in this region. That is why great mathematicians and scientists like S. Ramanujan, the Nobel laureates C.V. Raman and S. Chandrasekhar came from this region. The list of luminaries from this region is endless. It is worth mentioning that the only Indian Governor General C. Rajagopalachari and two of my illustrious predecessors are Venkatraman and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam are great sons of this soil. Dear students, the wise words of Thiruvalluvar serve as your motto, Kannudayar enbavar Kattror, which means the learned alone have eyes on face, whereas the ignorant have two sores of disgrace. In a short span of about 2 decades since it was established, your university has emerged as one of the prestigious universities in the country. It has blossomed into a premier institution, imparting quality education to students, many of whom are from economically and educationally backward regions. This also includes women who come from socially challenged sections. I am happy to know that 65% of the students in this university are women. Our daughters and sisters are breaking barriers and achieving success in all fields. This is clear from the fact that today, out of 66 students conferred with gold medals for academic excellence, 55 of them are women students. Similarly, doctorate degree has been conferred upon 217 scholars today, of which 100 are women candidates. One of the 10 students who came on the stage to receive their medals and degrees I observed that 9 were girls. That is 90% of medals given today. This reflects bright future of India. When the women of our country are educated, it is not only secures their own future but also of the entire country. I am sure that under the mentorship of Vice Chancellor Dr. Tamarai Selvi Somasundaram, this university will achieve greater heights. It is a matter of great satisfaction that India's higher education system has expanded to reach out to serve the rural and marginalized sections. In the process, it has become the third largest education system in the world. However, there is no room for complacency and we have to catch up for the lost time if we aspire to scale greater heights. India had a rich system of education prior to the British rule. Gandhiji described it as a beautiful tree that was cut down by what the British rulers called reforms. We are yet to fully recover from those drastic changes and recover our legacy.